Everyone, it's Nicole and I have another layout using the Double Scoop Studio Calico kit. It is the September kit. This is the 22nd layout I'm making with this kit and it took me 2 hours to complete. I'm going to use an Amy Tangerine template with some floss that Annie gave to me. I'm going to use this chevron bright pink pattern paper, and there is no other pattern papers in the kit that really coordinate with that pattern paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the photo on a light pink cardstock, and then again on that bright pink chevron, and then the rest of the patterns I guess I'm going to use is actually going to be Project Life cards. And this is a picture of my daughter and her best friend and another friend that was sharing the room with them in at a competition in Niagara Falls. And her friend that year couldn't compete because she was pregnant with a baby girl. And that whole the title of this page is called Baby Girl, but it's actually about my daughter, and I just want to write the story, sort of her story when I was pregnant with her, because it brought back memories. When I was 25 years old, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I went through the whole treatments, chemo, radiation, lost my hair, and through that I met my husband, and we got married shortly after. And 2 months after I finished my treatments, I got pregnant with my daughter, which the doctor didn't want me to have a baby that close because they said it was actually dangerous for my health and that it could actually make the cancer come back. But once I told them my decision that I was going to go ahead and have, the baby anyway, they were super supportive and, helped me through the whole pregnancy. And my husband was super supportive too. I worked 8 to 4 every day, 8 to 4. And when I would come home, he'd make me go to bed and sleep, and he would cook supper, and he'd do the dishes, and he did laundry, and all I had to do was work and sleep. So that's all I did for 9 months. And she was born in November 93. And she weighed almost 9 pounds. She was the biggest and healthiest baby. So she loves hearing that story, because she always says, even when she was a teenager, I can't say that, you don't love me because no, you chose to have me. Like the doctors were telling you that, it was you or the baby kind of thing, that you were going to die if you had this baby, and you still chose to have me. So I want to make sure that that is, in the scrapbook somewhere. And I know this is not about a baby, there's no babies in the picture or anything, but her friend being pregnant with a baby girl kind of made me think of that story. So that's what the story's going to be about. And I took that Amy Tangerine template, I kind of poked, it's sort of a chevron arrow, and now I'm going to take the floss and I'm going to stitch it all out. I'm going to do only a little bit on camera because it's super boring. And what I do is, while I'm doing something like that, I just watch a show. And I'm not much to sit in front of the TV, but while I'm scrapping on my computer, I'm watching tons of shows. I started watching Scandal last week, or the week before, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I'm already on season 3. I just love the show. So now that I have the base of the layout, and again, there's not a lot of pattern papers that coordinate with this layout, so or with this paper. So now I'm going to go to my Project Life cards, and I'm going to go through a few different kits. I have quite a few of the bigger kits, like the Maggie Holmes and the Dear Lizzie, and then I have the smaller kits that only have 100 cards. So I'm going to go through, and I'm trying to find some pinks that coordinate with the pink, because it's a really bright, almost neon pink. It's a beautiful pink, but if you have nothing that coordinates with it, it's really hard to match it up. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find some pinks that are a little bit more muted, so it kind of coordinates with it. I'm going to find a journaling card that it's a nice soft pink, so it coordinates with the colors, and it has little hearts at the top. And once I find all the cards that I need, then I'm going to start looking for stickers and that kind of stuff, you know, to accent the page. I think this is the 4th or 5th time that I've tried to record this. I was having a lot of issues with the recording, so I keep forgetting what I've already said or haven't said already. So if I pause, it's because I'm trying to figure out what I've already said. And I'll probably be stopping the recording quite a bit too, just to make sure that it's still recording. My computer is so full right now, and I'm thinking that's the problem. Like, I need to delete some stuff to make, you know, some videos and that kind of stuff to make room on my computer. It's just a little too full. And I work Sunday night, so I'll try to clear off some room on my computer. But I think I have 5 pages ahead, so that takes up a lot of room on the computer, like raw footage, camera footage takes up a lot of room. So I'm trying to upload them to iMovie, and that I do the voiceover as fast as I can so that I can delete, because I keep recording new videos. It's, you know, it's not a bad problem to have, because I'm getting a lot of pages done, but I just need a bigger more room on my computer. So once I have the base, then I start going through my stickers. And what I do is I take them out of the sticker books. I have an EK Success powder tool that takes the stickiness away. And I just I use that, and then I put everything in the middle of the page. Once I feel like I have enough, then I start putting the page together. Another thing that I started liking doing is the leftover of the stickers. I mean, it was such a waste. Like, as you can tell, as I'm going through those sticker books, I have a lot of stickers that are used up. And around the edges, there's a nice little color. So what I started doing is I cut those out and I trim on the outside so that there's only the color. And then I use that as part of my base to make a base for my embellishments. And I'm really liking it. And those sticker books are getting very empty. So what I'm going to do is I have a bunch of Echo Park kits and October Afternoon and all those, and they all have sticker sheets in them. So now I have to take like a good hour, because I have to take every kit out by, you know, every Echo Park collection out, take the sticker out, and then I'm going to make a little pile, and then I'll have those to use with the next kit if I need them. I'm still going through the sticker book and trying to figure out which ones I'm going to use. And what I do is I don't know which ones are actually going to make it onto the layout, or which ones is just going to not be used. But I take everything that coordinates, and then once I feel like I have enough, then I start dividing it into piles that I think that might go with this layout. So what I try to do is, if I get stars, I try to get 3 stars. If I get flowers, I try to get 3 flowers. Because usually I'll get 3 clusters of embellishments going. While I'm doing that, I had a comment on one of my videos. It's from Jody Morrison. She says, your pages are not the traditional way of doing a page. Have you always scrapbooked this way? It always ends up looking so nice, but I just can't get the hang of it. I'm hoping if I keep watching, one of these days it will rub off. Thanks for sharing. Actually, no, I used to be a linear scrapbooker. So I used to take a sketch that was very linear, very little layering, and I used to scrap like that. Ever since I started getting kits, I started doing more my thing. And one thing that I noticed is I started looking through my albums because I want to do album shares, and I've already picked out the first album I'm going to do tomorrow night. And I don't seem to like a lot of white space. I seem to fill out the pages quite a bit. So the next few pages, I think what I'm going to do is try to concentrate on making the cluster a little smaller, and that's how your style changes. Is you look and you see what you do, and then you think, okay, just try to expand what you do. Just change it up just a little bit. Another example of that is I used to scrap on only cardstock. Almost never pattern paper unless it was a grid or something like that. And last summer I did a challenge and or a giveaway, and I asked people, to give me stuff that they would like to see or things, and a lot of people said to scrap more on pattern paper. And where I do get the add-on and the more pattern paper, I decided that instead of, because I did like the second pattern paper for cut aparts and stuff, but now I use way more background or pattern paper as the background. So this right here is Gelato's, and it's a metallic bright pink, and it coordinates with the pink in the pattern paper really well. And I just wanted something else instead of a doily or a piece of pattern paper to kind of ground where my embellishment clusters were going to be. I decided that I was just going to, spread a little bit of gelato and use my paintbrush and water and just kind of spread it out. And that's going to make a nice base for my photo. And then I'm going to build the rest of my layers on top of that. So yeah, like I was saying, so just by looking at what you're doing and thinking, what could I change a little bit, and or challenge yourself to do, your style will change over the years. And what I'll do is I'll start with the album share, because a lot of people ask me to share the New York albums, and I have 3 of them. So I'll start, well, tomorrow night we have a hockey game, but hopefully when we get back home, I'll be able to do at least an album share. And then I'll go back also and on another day share an album pre-kit, we'll call it, and you'll see how linear and very different my style was. And I used to scrap 2 pages, like instead of 1, it used to be always 2. And I found a lot of pictures, but I think my style now is I prefer the 1 photo and lots of layers and lots of embellishments. That's right now, that's what I love. So I think it changes. It changes over the years. If I've been scrapping for 15 years, if I could go back and show you, I can. If I went back and showed you pages that I did 15 years ago, oh my, everything was cut in little circles and stars and hearts and the pictures included. And you just kind of grow. You want to try new stuff, and your style just grows with you. So at this point, like I said, I used a ton of Project Life cards. I kind of separated, cut them in 2 and put top and bottom of the layout on either side. I used the gelatos on those chipboard hearts that have the resist, and I loved it. I just put a little bit of gelato, used a little bit of water on my paintbrush, and it turned out awesome. I loved how it colored the hearts. I'm going to use that sticker. Actually, what I'm going to use is the letters instead of the sticker. I'm going to keep the sticker for the next layout. And what I'm going to do is use one of those leftover from a label, and then I'm going to glue on the page, and then I'm going to put the words themselves, like the letters themselves, inside the outline of the label. So as I'm finishing that up, I have another comment, and it was on the other layout. Let me just get to it. It was from Tracy Zook, and she said, if I can get to it, it was about the lost and found purse. And she said, you know, neat story. I'm trying to find it here. Neat story, but the story is much bigger than your journaling card. I'm kind of paraphrasing here. So where do you put the rest of it? Like, do you put it in the background? Like, do you find somewhere? There it is. Love the story. Don't think it will fit on your card. Will you add a tag to the back to include more journaling? Yes. The way I do most of my layouts, when I glue the centerpiece, I put very little glue, and then I'm able to kind of either one, lift it up a little bit, because ATG glue is very easily removable, and I'll stick a tag. But this month, even better, they gave us some glassine bags. So what I'm doing is I'm sticking the glassine bag in behind, and then it doesn't matter if there's glue because it just sticks to the glassine bag. I glue it on the layout and then add my tag. So that's how I'm going to do the extra journaling on this layout. And this here is a wood veneer. I colored it in with Hero Arts Pale Tomato, and now I'm using, it's called Liquid Glass from Close to My Heart. But it's the same thing as the other one from, what is it, Ranger Glossy Accent. It's the same thing. It's just from, this one is from Close to My Heart, because the other one was basically empty, and I just needed some new stuff. And that's what I'm going to do. On the tag that you can see to the right of the photo, I'm just going to put the facts kind of thing, like not too much stuff. But then in behind the photo, I'm going to glue a glassine envelope or bag, and then I'm going to put the more personal journaling in there. Another thing you could do is actually put it in behind the whole layout. Put a little envelope there. You can either do it with foam tape, or again, you could use the glassine bag and stick it to the back, and then the tag could, you know, stick out the top. And if you're afraid your glassine bag will rip, you can just put cardstock right over top to kind of protect it. So that answers that. And then Celine Scrap Passion said, what a wonderful story, again, about the lost and found purse. This is incredible. It got me thinking, what do you do when you're in another country and you've lost your passport and all your IDs? I would be in a panic mode, and that's not a solution. Yeah, we were a little panicked, at first too. And we didn't have too long to feel panic because the guy called her husband quickly. But what the thing to do would be to go to your Canadian embassy and convince them that you're Canadian. I personally make sure that I know my social insurance number and that I know my driver's license. And then with those two things, at least they could look me up and say, yep, you're Canadian. And with your driver's license, well, there's a picture ID. So I know those two numbers by heart. So if something ever happened like that, at least I could kind of prove my identity. So at this point, I have glued all the base of the layout out. Now I'm going to start gluing all the embellishments, and I'm trying to figure out, where everything's going to fit. I put some foam tape in behind that flag, or that says little moments gathered together. And all that stuff that I put in the center of the page, now I'm going to spread it out. And I used to really struggle with the embellishments of the pages, that part of the page. And ever since I started putting everything in the middle of the page as much as I can, finding everything that coordinates with the page, And then once I have enough, then I start dividing it into the 3 clusters. Now it's become the fun part of the page. I don't think I could go through the sticker book and go, okay, this sticker will go here, and this sticker will go here, and this sticker will go there. I go through the sticker book and go, oh, that's pink, that looks good. There. Oh, that's pink, that's, or that's green, that looks good. I don't worry about the wording on the sticker whatsoever, because you can always cover that up if need be. Like I've put other stickers over top, or you put an embellishment over the word, so the word doesn't deter me from using a specific element. I just go with colors, and once I feel like I have enough, and then I always try to at least get 3 of each, most times. And then once I feel like I have enough, I start putting everything together. So, and I also added some twine on this layout too. The battery had died, but I didn't want to wait. I'm going to show you a few close-up pictures of all the different clusters. If you want to see more close-ups, you can go to 2 Peas in a Bucket, Studio Calico, in the members gallery. Look for Nicole Jones 911. On my Facebook group, in the description, the link is there, and on Pinterest, and the description is also on my Facebook group. So, or on my YouTube channel, sorry. Thanks for watching. Bye.